Hey guys, it's Othania here from Create Your Future. So today I'm going to talk about your states of being. And I feel like it's so important. And once you get a better level of understanding with this, it should definitely help you unlock another level of everything to help you bring everything faster to you. So before I get into this video, if you're interested in coaching with me, there's a link for that available in the description box below. And also, Create Your Future has a free course. You should definitely check it out. There's a link for that also in the description box below. So, states of being. Your state of being is like the center point of attraction. So, have you ever noticed, like, when you're having a bad day, like, it's like a domino effect, and like everything that can go wrong just goes wrong because you're in a certain state of being and a certain attraction level with that state of being. For example, you are in a sad state of being about something. So say like you found out your person was with a 3P, or you guys broke up or something like that, and now you're in a sad state of being. So in that sad state of being, now you're having all these fearful thoughts, and it's like you're in a fight or flight mode. And while you're in that state of being, now you'll call your friend in a panic mode and want to vent and discuss things and talk about what went wrong. And then when you get off the phone with her, you lay down. You don't want to do anything. You don't even want to watch TV. You just want to lay down and be sad and just play the worst type case of scenarios in your mind. And trust me, I've been there plenty of times before. So, that's how I really know. And you're in that sad state of being. And while you're in that sad state of being that everyone is pushed out, your person is also reflecting and being a version of them that you're not too kosher of or too keen of, even though you have subconsciously created them that way. So now to compare that to another state of being, if you're in a happy state of being about something, you're not going to really have fearful thoughts, which will cause you to take fearful action. So instead of you feeling fearful, wanting to call your girlfriend about something, you'll be in a happy state, you'll probably call her and be happy to talk about something else. And instead of when you hang up the phone with her, instead of now being depressed and sad and wanting to lay around all day, you want to go out and do something and enjoy yourself and have some self, fulfillment and satisfaction because you're in a different state of being. So your state of being is always basically creating and attracting what's next, what's to come. So that's why a lot of the times, your state of being is always shifting also as well. So you'll notice that people respond to you based on your state of being. So if you're being sad, then you'll notice, and you talk to others and talk to people, you'll notice that, in that reality with them, they have to respond in a way that reflects your sadness, as opposed to if you were in a happy state of being, those same people would respond to you in a different way and they will reflect your happiness. So everything is always reflecting your state of being, which is your attraction point and whatever it is that you're feeling in that now present moment. So, and the good thing about that is that you have the free will to change that. You have the free will to be able to shift your state of being at any point. So you'll notice when you decide, like, okay, whatever, I don't care, I'm giving up on this, I don't want to, stress myself about this anymore, or however you release what it is that you want, and you're just kind of over it. And then you're like, there's my desire. Like, I got over it, and then my desire showed up. It's because you got into a new state of being. Okay? So everything is just reflecting your state of being. When you look in the mirror is reflecting you. If I smile, the mirror smiles. It's reflecting my state of being. If I'm sad, my reflection is showing the sad version of me. So it's the same thing depending on your state of being. So you notice that when you're in a confident, happy state of being, you're more attractive and magnetic towards the happier versions of people and happier experiences and circumstances. Because you can also be magnetic in other ways, because at the end of the day, you're always being magnetic. So it's not about, what I've come to realize is you're always being magnetic, but you're either just magnetizing more of happier and joyful experience, or you're magnetizing experiences that don't make you feel the best. So, even now, ask yourself, what is my state of being? What am I feeling? Am I feeling not chosen? You don't feel chosen because it's a feeling of anxiety in the body towards whatever it is that you're desiring. That's like the feeling of like unworthiness, of feeling like despair, feeling like you defeated, like you can't figure it out, or it's like a feeling of numbness, emptiness. That's the feeling of unworthiness. And as long as you're in that state of being, how can anyone deem you as worthy? Because you got to remember, your world is just your reflection. It's the mirror. So if you yourself you're feeling unworthy, you're having these thoughts of comparing yourself to others and just not feeling good about yourself, or just not feeling the one or deserving of it, then how the mirror has to show that exact same thing to you when you're in that state of being. So then you'll notice your person kind of like having to reject you in some sort of way, because your state of being isn't in a state of being of more loving and confidence. You get what I mean? So until you switch your state of being, then that person will respond to you in a different way, as well as others. You'll start noticing strangers complimenting you, as opposed to strangers being rude to you, or making you feel like they're being mean or not nice or things like that. You'll notice the difference depending on your state of being. It's also like, you ever heard, I think it's like, everything is already written. It's already written, or something like that. If you remember what it is, definitely write it down in the comments. And thank you to everyone that helped me remember in my last video. Boggart was the word that I was looking for. But crap, now I lost my train of thought. It's gonna come back to me. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought now. But your state of being is always your attraction point. A wealthy person and a poor person, right? Because wealth is literally just energy and your thoughts about money and how you feel about it, right? So they are in two different states of being. A wealthy person will be able to see something, right? And be like, they'll have the option. They'll think about things more in a more option way, instead of thinking about things in a more of a I can never be able to afford that way. So those different states of beings will cause different actions, which will create different circumstances with time, as time goes on, as long as they stay in that state of being. And then a poor person will have different thoughts. They can be able to see the same thing that the wealthy person is seeing, but their set of thoughts about it will be completely different, where they'll probably say something like, I can never be able to afford that. As opposed to a wealthy person, they just probably would be like, I don't know if I want to buy that right now. I'll buy it another time if I really want it. Or they'll just buy it right then and there if they really want to. But the way you think about it is completely different depending on your state of being. Oh, okay. That's what I think I was going to say. You know how someone can be so mean to you, and then you see them again, they could be so nice? Most likely you were in a state of being where you were feeling rejected, and you were subconsciously doing things. Okay, yeah, now I really remember what I was going to say. You were subconsciously doing things and taking actions of not feeling chosen, so the person couldn't choose you. So your state of being, that's what I was saying. The saying of, it's already written, right? So your state of being is already preparing what's to come. So if you're always in a sad state of being, you're always going to most likely experience and generate experiences to give you more of that sad feeling, because the mirror can only show you what's in front of it. So if you're going to sleep sad all the time, then most likely you're going to always wake up sad. And then you're going to most likely have more so experiences that make you feel sad, because that's your state of being, that's your attraction point. So like, even if something kind of like happy was going on around you or something like that, being that you're in that sad state of being, you probably wouldn't be able to see that, and you'll just be looking at something else, because it can't filter out happiness while you're in sad too much, if that makes sense. So like, two people can be standing in the same place looking at the same thing and having two totally different experiences because of their state of being and how they see things and how they look at things. And that is just how it works. Your state of being is already coming with a certain set of circumstances, a certain set of actions. It's already like prepackaged, is the best way I could put it. So that's why it's best to stay happy, and that's best to have the positive thoughts about everything, because you're prepackaging what's to come to be more dominantly happy experiences, because you're in a happy state of being. So your subconscious will automatically filter out happy experiences for you to notice. You know what I mean? Because your state of being is dominantly that, so that is your dominant attraction point at that time, depending on your state of being. That's why a lot of the times you would attract the SPN when you're not really thinking about trying to get a person, because you're not in that state of being of trying to get. You're in a state of being of whatever, I'm cool, I'm accepting, I'm at peace with myself, which is the same state of being for the most part of when you have it all. It's peace. Which is why when you're in that state of being, things come to you. As opposed to when you feel like you're trying to get something, or you're doing something to try to get something, or you're doing something because you know if you do this, then that means you'll get that. If you're more in that type of state of being, you'll notice that you really don't get what you quite want in the ways that you really, really want. Because you're in a state of being of like trying to, sort of manipulate things. So what is your state of being? How do you change into a different state of being? You start having a new set of thoughts, and it even happens naturally sometimes, like when you just like let go and just like, oh, whatever, I don't want to think about this no more. Now you're in a new state of being. The state of being of you trying and wanting hard to get something is a totally state of being than the person that has it. You trying so hard to get something and do something, that person has more anxious thoughts. They're creating more things in the mind a lot of the times that are fearful. They think that a lot of the times past things are going to repeat themselves, that history is always going to repeat itself, things like that, as opposed to a person that's in a more different, positive, more state of being. They're more optimistic about the future. They're, it's just different. Their point of attraction, when people see them, they want to be around them because it's a happier state of being. As opposed to someone who's feeling sad, you'll notice that people wouldn't want to probably be around them as much when they're in a more happier state of being. Not to say that you should never feel sad or feel your emotions, or things like that, but you don't want to make that your dominant state of being. The point is to make your dominant state of being a more neutral and peaceful place, because that is a state of being that you will have when you have your desires. And you'll notice that reality would be more easier and more fun and better for you to create when you're in a happier, more joyful state of being. Because the sad, depressed, oh, nothing works out for me, I don't feel lucky, all that state of being is never really going to get you what you want, because the version of you that has it doesn't really feel that way, so your state of being is your attraction point. If you're feeling with your SP, this is never going to work out and they're never going to choose me, and if you're always secretly telling yourself, I'm in a great state of being, I feel confident, but then you're going to sneak to look at their social media real quick and go see what they're doing, and you think just because you told yourself you're in this confident state of being, but you still took that little sneaky action to go look, you're not genuinely in a confident state of being. You know what I mean? So you got to really be honest with yourself and monitor and take accountability for what it is that you're really doing throughout the day, and tweak those, and genuinely really be in a state of being of having it. Because being in the state that has it, you're a very peaceful, very much more carefree version of yourself. And you just do that by having your better thoughts, right? If you're new to figuring out that you're able to manifest, it definitely can be a little weird to grasp, you know what I mean? But how you see yourself being in a state of being that's confident and knowing that you can have what you want is really the trick. And it really works, because I see the difference in my own life and I see the difference in my clients. Oh, and that's what I wanted to say. I got some client success. One of my clients felt she had infertility issues. So, before she went to get some type of testing done, and they told her her tubes were blocked. This was a while ago. So recently we had a session, and she told me that she went to get the same process done to see if her tubes were blocked. And guess what? They were clear. They were unblocked. And why was that? Because she got into a new state of being. I remember in one of our sessions, she was telling me that she was in an infertility group and things like that. And I was just like, we agreed that, maybe you should stop making that a habit to access these infertility groups, because all that is doing is cementing you in a state of being infertile. So she stopped watching the videos, and we had a session recently, and now her tubes are unblocked because she changed her state of being. She went from feeling like she needed those infertility groups, but all that was doing was confirming the state of being of her being infertile. And when she cut that out, changed her thoughts, which changed her actions, it put her in a state of being fertile. And that's how it works. It's switch your thoughts and you're automatically going to take the actions, the inspire your actions to become the new you in that new state of being that is in the reality that has what they want. Because you cannot be in a reality thinking that you're going to have what you want with a set of thoughts that are against what you want. So there's no way really you can feel happy and confident like you're the one, but you're feeling that you're not enough for your person. Two different realities, right? So like I always say, everything has to match. If you're confident and you're really secure in yourself, there would be no reason to be checking your person's social media to see what they're doing. There would be no reason for you to feel like you have to compare yourself to others that may be attractive and feel like they can have your person and things like that. Because I know I used to do things like that. And I used to wonder like why my relationships used to always turn to crap. But now that I'm in a different state of being with myself, I have a great relationship. And it literally is only getting better. So your state of being is everything, and only you have the free will to change that, and you can change that right now. You know, don't give others the power by being in a state of being of feeling like you need them to be happy. No, be in that state of being that when you're happy no matter what, because that's the state of being that you will be in when you have what you want. So I intend that something definitely clicked, a light bulb went off, and you definitely have some more information, which makes this manifestation journey so much easier for you. So until next time, see ya.